Brazil's newly inaugurated president, Luiz Inacio Lula da Silva, is there at the moment paying his respects to Pele. Now, this is Lula's first official engagement since taking office. He was just one of thousands of people from all walks of life who've come to say a final farewell to their hero. Well, to talk more about what's happening there at the stadium, let's bring in Gianna Nosco, who's there in Santos as well. Tell us a bit more about what's been happening today.
Well, as you say, Lula arrived just a short while ago. He's now under the marquee there where Pele's open casket is, and he's taking part in a mass along with Pele's close friends and family. Now, we could hear that he had arrived even before he entered the stadium because of the crowds chanting his name outside, and you probably saw from the images that he was accompanied by his wife, Janja. Now, he is one of thousands of people who have made this journey to Santos to pay their last respects to the man they call the King of Football. According to the club, by 5 a.m. this morning, 150,000 people had passed through the gates to say their last goodbye. And we're talking about people of all ages, young and old, families who had to deal with queues of up to 4 hours, and this was even overnight. There was no abating to the crowds overnight, but they didn't mind because it was a chance to say goodbye to this huge sporting hero for Brazil. Now, in less than half an hour, the stadium will be closed. We will be asked to leave so that close friends and family can have a final moment before his body is then taken in a cortege through the streets of Santos. It will pass by Pele's mother's house. His mother, Celeste, is still alive. She turned 100 last year. And then it will go on to the cemetery where he's chosen to be buried. It's a vertical cemetery. He'll be buried on the 9th floor, and he will have a view of this beloved stadium, Vila Belmiro, which launched his glittering career.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Pele, of course, was such a football icon, but he represents so much more there in Brazil. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. I mean, not only did he revolutionize the world of football, but he is a huge ambassador for Brazil. I mean, he projected an image of a multicultural, fun, youthful and talented Brazil to a world that didn't really know Brazil before that. As Zico, one of his fellow 70s soccer stars, said, many people learned about Brazil through Pele. And of course, for Brazilians too, he's a source of immense national pride. I mean, not only is he the only footballer ever to have won 3 World Cups, but he really then, after his playing career, became an ambassador for the country, having audiences with popes, presidents, heads of state. So Brazilians are very well aware of just how much he has done for their country when they travel abroad and people can't speak Portuguese or they can't speak the language of the locals. Generally, the first word that they say to each other is Brazil and then Pelé. Pelé is absolutely the most famous Brazilian ever for people in the world.
He certainly is. Jan, thank you for that. Gianna Nosco's there reporting from that wake for Pele in Santos.